Assalamu alaikum, fam. Hope you're doing well. If you're a Muslim woman, I think it's time for a group of women like myself to step forward and protect children. Now, there's a big move to expose children to much. It's time we take the more forward approach to where we recognize what must be done to fortify and protect the children. Educate them in the religion and talk to them practically about the dangers of the world. To not overly focus on making them soft. Because what's coming for them is purely ideologies that seek to weaken them and to put them in the flesh market. If you don't teach your children strength, they will think that cartels and Pinterests are strength. You may not have strength, but you need to talk to them about strength. You cannot weaken them. You need to teach them practical skills. Camping, fishing, hiking, cutting down lumber, working out, growing a garden. There are a lot of skills that, when they are done, they change the personality of the child. If you lock them inside all day and make them watch cartoons, you're making their minds sponge-like. You're dulling them, nullifying them in a way that isn't healthy. It's time for Muslim women to, at least the types that I'm trying to gather. I know people say, don't be too strong. Don't be too forward. Well, I'd rather have the women like me gather around me than stamp out my flame because others want to be cotton balls. Or they might have a different approach. But where I am, the women are getting very, very strong, but in a toxic way, to where they hate children, to where they look at them like, ugh, to where they don't feel any compulsion to protect them, to where they glorify killing them in the womb, to where they see children as, just put them with a nanny. That's a cold type of woman that I don't like. Muslim women are very loving, I've noticed a lot of them. But you cannot fear strength. And you cannot hold back strength. And if some women want to be more forward, like me, let us be forward. You want to take the dry, calm approach? Okay, you can do that. But others who want to go forward and change hearts of strong-willed people, there'll be different approaches, different styles. Muslim women, this is why I keep saying, have children, and we need to be guardians again. We need to be guardians. I'm going to be a guardian. What I'm going to do, be more of a guardian. Keep an eye out on the kids. Watch them. Pay a lot of attention to them. The neighborhood kids, reach out. You see a girl doing something she's not supposed to, talk to her. Try to save her. See, we're going up against some very powerful madams. Very powerful mindsets. Where they are so deep in the dark arts that your soft, fragile, bouncy tone can work on some, and others need a more forward approach. Where you're like, no, we're not going to allow this degeneracy to spread. We're not going to allow our loved ones to dress like hookers, walk in the street, and put themselves in danger at night. We're not going to let them go to the bars. We're going to press them to stop that lifestyle, to save them, to prevent them. The reason why there's so much decay is because so many people keep their head down and don't really care about others. Some people need you to say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And some need you to be like, hey, come over here. There are a lot of different tones, a lot of different calls. But I think what's dangerous, something that's happened here in America, can happen easily in the countries where you're from. Maybe you've already seen it. But the women I notice now, there's no sense of guardianship. There's no sense of our duty to be nurturing mothers, guarders, protectors of our livelihood and little ones. And that's why so many women get assaulted. So many women go on drugs. They're desperately lonely. They don't know how to be alone. They don't have someone who's strong to show them how to march alone, how to be formidable with just themselves. There's a lot of different ways to invite people towards Islam, and there's a lot of different personalities who will enter Islam. For me, I hope to gather women on my channel who are ready to make gangbanger women Pinterests get out of neighborhoods. If more Muslim women stuck together and acted as units and had a strong man as their man, we could change neighborhoods. Think about how powerful, formidable Muslim women could be. Yes, there's the older scholar types and the soft ones who are like very Mother Goose-like. They have like the stories they tell the kids. There's different women who fulfill different roles. But there's gotta be strong Muslim women who, when a gang member comes around who's a female and she's flash and everything, we let her know. We're here. We're watching the little girls. Why don't you just keep walking? Now, I know some people say, oh, it was a gangbanger. Why don't you use that opportunity to invite them to Islam? Not every person is looking to enter a religion. Okay? And yeah, they can walk wherever they want. But you need to let them know they're being watched. Because those types of women spread diseases, spread malice, ruin relationships, call the young ones to a lifestyle that is dangerous. And they bait them with money, jewelry, cars, drugs. There has to be active women who are physically fit, who know the religion, who have a little bit more push, a little bit more presence when they stand there, a more penetrable gaze that lets the people who are there to cause trouble know we guard our children. We are ever vigilant. If we pay more attention to our outer exterior, our matching clothes, things that don't matter, vanity, instead of guarding the innocent, what's the point of us? You don't just guard your household, you guard your neighbors as well. Yes, you can't always put your nose where it doesn't belong, but you can put your eyes out like the owl in the night and in the day and help keep your area clean. Help keep your neighborhood safe for children. You see some creepy guy coming around, you stand outside. Maybe you were gonna go watch Netflix. Instead, you sit outside on the chair and you watch the neighborhood kids run around and play. You keep an eye out. Maybe you see the kids outside that you don't even know them. You hear them playing. Open your curtains. Take a little peek. Check the cars around. Be aware. Too many children are going missing. Human trafficking is a big business. A lot of children get snatched up. We have to be more than just people who spend our man's money, and if you don't cook, you don't clean, you spend all this money, you are very abusive. These are traits you have to fix. And there has to be dominant female examples to help young gangster girls pull away from that lifestyle. Sometimes you can have the open hand where you're like, come over here. Sometimes you have to be the, let's go over here. Every wild street kid needs different examples and different role models and different personality types to get them to wake up, to pull them in different ways away from what's gripping them. If an anaconda is on your dog and it's twisting it, and you're talking nice to the anaconda, stop it, you stupid, let him go. No, but if you grab that anaconda and you slice off its head, there you go. You get your dog back. If you've ever seen a bull, when it's coming towards you, it's gonna charge, you can't tell that bull. So you say, go on. He's like, hey, get out of here. Come on. Hey, boy. You gotta be strong. And that bull might be going, He might have his snot out. You have to put your hand on his head. Get out of here, boy. That's the problem with women who think only their way is the only way. But for me, my goal, I want to inspire more Muslim women to be strong, fit, and ready to keep their neighborhood safe, keep their children safe, to be pillar examples of strength. Not everyone has to be soft as grass. Some people need to be the oak tree and to be firm yet diverse. Women, we have to protect the children. And that means putting strength in them. Teaching them how to shoot, teaching them how to fish, teaching them how to cook, how to clean, how to write, all kinds of stuff. Not just sitting and watching things on the electronic stuff. The weaker you make your kids, the softer the lamb they become for the wolf that lurks all around the fence. There is a lot of pressure now. A lot of pressure now. On all kinds of people in so many different types of neighborhoods. We women have to be less selfish. Less selfish. Protect the children. For example, there's a lot of degenerate parades where men in outfits have their body exposed, they have fetish stuff on them, dancing around, jiggling their parts. Parents will bring their kids to that. There is a lot of grooming going on children. We have to be different, and we cannot be afraid to be ridiculed by the very woke leftists. We cannot be afraid to say we don't want this sex stuff exposed to the children. Even if you stand alone, stand firm. If we are strong, we can push back the degeneracy that keeps creeping closer and closer. But we have to be strong. We cannot always just be soft. And you have to be physically ready as well. If one of those pimptresses, one of those degenerates comes and tries to hurt you, you need to know what to do. You must practice. You must practice. Keeping yourself healthy, running, swimming, climbing trees. Get fit. You don't just have to be a Barbie or a chubby, soft person. It's okay to be strong and healthy and fit and fortified. You should want to be that way. Because one day you might need to fight an attacker off a child. You might need to show some physical presence in order to get some gang members out of your neighborhood. You have to be careful with how soft you let yourself become. It's good to study. It's good to work. It's good to look pretty. But there are other duties we have towards children in general, towards our neighborhood, and towards goodness, to ward off evil. Be strong. Start eating better. Start lifting weights. Don't be afraid to be strong. Just don't take that strong to abuse your man. He's on your team. You save your strength to ward off evil. Use your strength towards what is evil. Because you will need strength when you have to stand alone. And you will be in situations in your life where you will have to stand alone. And it might just be you against some crazy drug addict who's trying to hurt some kid who's walking home by themselves. I see a lot of children walking home by themselves, staring at their phone, not even paying attention to what's going on around them. These kids is like 9 years old, walking home all by themselves, not paying attention. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. When you go to the park, take more glances up at the kids as they play instead of just looking on your phone. Have mercy upon the children. Don't let yourself become cold. Don't let yourself become too selfish. Have strength and help other children become strong because they'll need it. Strength is needed. Healthy, vibrant strength. Take care of your body, eat better, go for a run. Guard the children.